In the heart of the Andromedan frontier, the Galactic Empire had conquered world after world with brutal efficiency. The human colony of New Thessalonica, nestled on the edge of the Empire's expansion path, was considered insignificant, just another dust speck harboring weak primitives. When Empire enforcers arrived, they issued a decree: kneel or be crushed. The humans complied, reluctantly, quietly. But they made one fatal error: they didn't check who they were dealing with. Among the thousands of colonists was a woman named Adrienne Vale. A widowed mother of 2 young children, she lived humbly as a teacher in the village of Pyra's Hollow. No military insignia, no battle scars visible, no fanfare, just a mother raising her son and daughter, Ava and Jace. But Adrienne Vale was not just a mother. She was General Adrienne Vale, the Butcher of Draxus, the Iron Widow of Tyron's Moon, a name etched in blood across 100 battlefields. She had retired, left war behind, after Earth's final peace accords. She buried her weapons and disappeared into civilian life, seeking nothing more than peace for her children. That peace was shattered when a patrol of Imperial soldiers raided Pyra's Hollow under suspicion of harboring resistance agents. They found nothing. Frustrated, one overzealous centurion took action into his own hands. He publicly executed Ava and Jace, claiming it was a message to all humans who defied the Emperor. They broadcast it as propaganda. They laughed. By the time Imperial High Command realized who the children belonged to, it was already too late. 3 days later, an Imperial cruiser orbiting New Thessalonica vanished without a trace. No distress call, no debris, only a haunting signal echoing through the comms. They were mine. Within a week, fuel depots exploded on supply routes leading to the frontier. Garrisons were found flayed, their officers crucified with messages scrawled in Terran blood. For Ava, for Jace. The Empire thought it was an organized rebellion. What they didn't understand, what they couldn't understand, was that it wasn't a rebellion. It was her. Adrienne Vale emerged from the shadows of peace, wearing war like a second skin. The Galactic Empire had forged their own executioner. She operated with surgical precision and feral rage, striking deep into the Empire's arteries. She knew their tactics. Hell, she had taught some of them to Imperial defectors in the last war. She didn't build armies. She built havoc. She hijacked their own AI systems, turning their drones against them. She targeted commanders' families, mirror for mirror, child for child. When asked why, she said only, "I want them to feel the emptiness." Imperial Command labeled her a terrorist, a phantom, a myth. Their mistake. Entire battlecruisers refused to deploy in sectors where she was rumored to operate. Highborn officers faked injuries to avoid assignment near the New Thessalonica front. One even committed suicide upon learning Adrienne Vale had been spotted within 3 parsecs of his patrol. The Emperor himself issued an order: capture her alive, break her spirit, parade her through the capital. 3 inquisitors went after her. None returned. The last message recovered from their cruiser was a video feed. Adrienne, standing in a corridor, bloodied, silent. She held the Emperor's sigil in one hand, and in the other, 2 small shoes, Ava's and Jace's. She said nothing. The camera cut to black. Years passed. The Empire began to fracture under internal panic. Systems, once loyal, began defecting. Whispered legends of the Mother of Vengeance inspired revolts not just among humans, but among dozens of subjugated species. Adrienne never claimed a throne, never sought power. She only left behind silence, fire, and a message carved into the stone walls of the Empire's greatest fortress, found abandoned one day by its terrified garrison. "You took my children. I took your future." And then she vanished. Some say she died. Others say she waits for another empire to make the same mistake. But across the stars, wherever injustice rises, mothers tell their children the story of General Adrienne Vale, not to scare them, but to remind them. Even the stars burn in fear of a mother's wrath.